Alright, hey guys, it's very good to be here with you. We're going to go through the Wheel of Time trailer for Season 2, and the first thing we're going to do is just watch it together, and then I'm going to go back and kind of go a little bit, little bit by little bit, and try to see what we can see in the different scenes, and see if we can pick out any fun, exciting things that we're going to be experiencing in Season 2. This has been going on all day long. Different people, different content creators are making a lot of videos, and they're very, very interesting and very fun. There's been a lot of streaming going on at the Dusty Wheel, at different places, so I'm really, really excited to get into these waters and see what's going on. But first, let's watch this trailer. You've probably watched it 100,000 times already, and that's okay. We're just going to do 100,001 times. So here we go.
Everyone has a choice. And every choice has a consequence.
I'm bigger than my body.
We didn't defeat the Dark One. We set him free.
I'm meaner than my demons.
No one should have that much power.
I'm bigger than these walls.
Together we face the impossible. But now in our separate corners of the world.
I'm bigger than my body.
Protecting Rand, guiding him, that is the only thing that matters. You can't control him.
You know you have something inside you. Something that calls for blood.
I want to know how to control it.
The last battle's coming.
The whole world will be ours.
And all the kids cried out, please stop. I can't help this awful energy.
If our friends are in trouble, why would it ever stay here?
You have no conception of the power they wield.
You can't do this by yourself.
There are many paths to walk through the night.
It's not always the most powerful who write history. It's the ones who survive.
I'm tired of being a spoke in the wheel.
Who is in control?
You're not a spoke, boy. You are the water that turns the wheel itself.
Oh my god. Alright, we're going to go back through this real quick and see. It's a 2-minute video. Let's see if we can get through it. And I'm going to turn the volume down a little bit on the video, and we'll see what we can find out. So first we open up, of course this is Moiraine, and I'm not entirely sure where she is. It looks like a kind of a rundown little village, but she is in some type of regalia. It looks like maybe she's gone to Cairhien. She looks very, very noble, if that makes sense. If you understand Moiraine's character, she is a noble from the House of Damodred, and so she looks like she's got some sort of nice noble stuff going on here.
Everyone has a choice.
You can see like the people, oh it just went blank. You can see the people behind her are certainly not nobles. So she may be walking through a part of Cairhien that's more like marketplace. You've got this food thing going on here, and everyone's looking at her like, what is this lady doing here?
It's a choice.
I like this shot a lot. The White Tower looks incredible. It looked incredible in Season 1, but it looks like they've just, everything's been elevated to a certain degree. So you've got some really nice details of Valon here, some foresty area here, you've got the White Tower coming up. You can see right here, there's sisters walking around the perimeter or what you can visually see in the White Tower. So there's activity going on in the tower. When I hit play, you'll see. You can see there's more sisters down here. Looks like a couple of green sisters. There's a blue sister. There's maybe some people coming up around here. I don't know if those are just columns or whatever. That might be a person, that might be a person. You can kind of see there's a lot of people in the White Tower walking about. Maybe another one right there. I don't know if you could walk out here. I probably would. Yes, well, scene 1. I'm just falling off of the tower. Okay, we've got Moiraine in a bath. It looks like she's crying. We know at the end of season 1 that Moiraine had an experience where she was cut off from the true source. She cannot channel at the current time. One of the things that I saw during all of the streaming activities today was the idea that in the first season, Moiraine could channel and make the water comfortable or hot, and she cannot do that now. So she's feeling a little bit more, human than Aes Sedai. Okay, can I just tell you that putting Halsey, the song is called Control from her Badlands album. If you have not heard this album, it's a little bit of an older album, but I think it might have been her first album, but it is worth listening to. Halsey is an incredible singer, and the fact that they're using her song Control as a theme or an overall musical arc to season 2, I think is absolutely appropriate. And I just really like that song. Musically, it has a really nice musical structure to it. The way that it builds, the way that there's so much anticipation. You don't get to hear the entire song in this particular trailer, but you do get to hear like bits and pieces of it where it's building and building. There's a really, like, the climax of the song is just so emotional and so like raw. It's just a really, really good song worth listening to. That is appropriate to this season 2 because season 2 seems to have a theme of who is trying to control the Dragon Reborn, or at least guide him in a certain way. Later on in this, we saw Swan Sanche say that you cannot control him, and the song is called Control, and the lyrics are really appropriate. So if you have not listened to it, go check out Halsey Control from the album Badlands. Here we've got Rand in the desert, or yeah, it looks like a desert. It might be. We saw this similar kind of what's the right word? Landscape, maybe, when they were in Faldara. He definitely has a new coat. He's got like a sunshine on here, some really nice embroidery. Doesn't look like he has the dragons on his coat yet. He's got a new hairstyle. I hope he's wearing shoes. I don't know if it's barefoot. Yeah, it looks like he's got some third age sneakers on or whatever. This could also be, if you look at this area, it's kind of blurry or not quite in focus. So I don't know if this is him dreaming or if this is him, just this is the way that they've decided to do the videography for this scene. But he is looking out on what appears to be a desert. It could be the Aiel Waste. It could be like just a different aspect of the Borderlands. He's so cute. Okay, that doesn't have anything to do with anything, but he's so cute. He's a little bit more serious, so you can see that Rand in season 2 has a lot to think about. Obviously, being the Dragon Reborn and knowing he can channel and what that means for him. He's probably starting to noodle out, what does that mean and what am I supposed to do and how do I accomplish it? I really like this coat.
We set him free.
Okay, that jumped real fast, but Moraine's got a dagger. She could be in the eye of the world in this scene. She could be like hiding from something or about to attack something. Look at that one. I can't really tell what's going on behind her. It is possible that this is going from the last scene or the last scenes in episode 8 of season 1 and then the first scenes that we see in season 2. She could be exiting the eye of the world here. It could be you know, like what happened before Lan got to her in the Eye of the World. She could be in a different place altogether, but she has her dagger, which is good. There's Ishamael. She still thinks he's the Dark One, but I think that we're going to have a little bit more of a fleshed out version of the Forsaken as they appear or start to appear in the series. I'm not quite sure where he is. It looks like he might be in a city. There's another person right here, and then of course, poof, he vanishes. Here we get Egwene. Egwene is in the tower now. She's starting to do her training. Look at these weaves. We've got green. We've got the white, but I wonder if that is just the actual channeling, like just the not the true power. Sorry, the true source is the one power. The one power just kind of coming around her, and now she's starting to be able to see the different flows of the one power. Green, I think a lot of people agree, would be earth. And then we've got, you know, the different colors that you're going to see throughout this thing. She's in white. This is novice white. She does not have her hair braided anymore, so there's a lot of change going on with Egwene. Looks like she's practicing something. Maybe she's in a training session. Maybe she's just practicing on her own. This looks like it could be the White Tower. She might be. These doors look similar to doors that we're going to see later on when Nynaeve is maybe in this space as well. So I'm curious to see what Egwene is doing in this particular room. Yes, God, look at her. Ooh, cheekbones for days. So she's clearly in the White Tower as well. And what is Liandrin up to in Season 2? I'm sure we're going to find out.
No one.
Love this. Dark Friend Social. Wait, go back. Alright, there we go. So we've got a few things going on here. You can see different things happening on people's... everybody's cloaked, of course, so you cannot see who they are. But you also have... that looks like it could be Ishamael and some little girl. But even though they're cloaked, they're bracelets and armbands. You've got this kind of furry thing going on here. You've got, looks like maybe Borderlander armbands. This could be a white cloak. That might be an Aes Sedai ring, but they also have rings over here, so it could be somebody else. You've got the same thing going on here. Here's somebody who's really dressed up. Here's somebody with a really bright red blanket, or maybe it's part of a dress, or maybe it is just something, you know, absolutely different. But everybody has something that's going to indicate like where they are in life and what they're doing as Dark Friends, I think.
No one should have that much power.
Here we've got Nynaeve talking to what appears to be Alanna. There were a couple of theories of who this person could be. I think it is Alanna. We've got the green right here, but we've also got this kind of white, which we haven't seen before, which it sort of matches this. So it could be another novice. It could be an accepted. It could be Alanna taking Nynaeve to her accepted test. Nynaeve is in this garment here. And she's got the same apron that Egwene has while she's doing dishes and stuff. So it could be that while Nynaeve is waiting for her accepted test, she's kind of a novice, quote-unquote novice. Like she has to do some chores and stuff before she goes into this test. And she is clearly uncomfortable with the fact that she is the most powerful channeler, and everybody seems to know it. Oh my god, I love this. Again, we've got green. So colors. Also, these weaves are very precise. So you can see that Ishamael, who is a Forsaken, when you look at the other people channeling, it kind of like goes around them. There's like wispy. It has some form. It has some, you know, structure to it. When Ishamael is channeling, you have very precise weaves going around him. This is so cool. And he is channeling. I really like this little thing here. We saw this in the cold open in season 1, where it had the little scene with the Age of Legends, and everybody had this little kind of like ring thing going on. I think this probably was a precursor to the Aes Sedai ring. So you had like a ring that goes around your entire knuckle, and that indicated, you know, that you were Aes Sedai or a channeler. Maybe in the Age of Legends that was the Aes Sedai ring. If not, it's just a really cool piece of jewelry. Again, looking at the background, he could be anywhere. He could still be at the Eye of the World doing something to maybe release the other Forsaken, which we do see in a moment. I don't know where these clothes are. It may be this is a different outfit altogether. So he may be somewhere else trying to release people. I just really, really like the channeling and the weaves going on. And again, they're very, very precise. They're woven like expertly. Girl. The bloody hand. Look at this wig, honey. Ugh. I'm so stoked. This is really exciting. I think this is Lanfear coming to life. It looks like they're in the same place. This is Ishamael, so probably that weave was going around and then released Lanfear. If this is Lanfear, which everybody pretty much agrees it could be. She does need a haircut though, and a little bit of shampoo and conditioning, if I do say so myself. However, coming up out of the ground or the wherever she was captured or sealed, she is covered in blood. It is so gruesome and wonderful. I love it. Alright, ooh, that was good. I wasn't sure when I saw this before, but we've got Damane and some Shanchan soldiers coming on. It looks like a battle's happening. The Damane look awesome. I love the collar kind of shouldery thing instead of an actual collar. I know a lot of people have said that they prefer this visually instead of what we've sort of envisioned the bracelet and collar combination to be through the books. This is a variant on that, which I think is a direction that we as a fandom enjoy, and I agree with that completely. You have this mouthpiece here, which is just ghastly because it basically sends the message that Damane are muted. They're not allowed to speak. They are, beneath human. They're subhuman. They're completely controlled by the Sul'dam, and it's really interesting. I thought maybe when they were channeling these were glowing, but it just looks like the light reflecting off of the mouthpiece and the collar. But I thought that would have been kind of cool if they were channeling and then their terrestrial things started to glow. But we've got two Damane here. They are definitely focused on something, which I'm sure we'll see in a moment, and we've got the weaves starting to come around their arms. And that's what they do with the weaves. So they've got, looks like air. We were saying again that there are different colors in the weaves now, so this might be air, and it looks like they're blasting people backwards. Those people are... That looks like Uno. That looks like a floaty that you put in a pool. But actually, I think it's like a blast of air. That's probably Perrin. I love where I pause. It actually looks like a cat. And this is a soldier. It might be one of the Borderlander soldiers or one of the guys from Faldara. And then we see... Oh no, I guess that's not Perrin. That's somebody else. Some other guy. Is that hot Masema? Girl, this casting, ooh, child. And it looks like they are all getting blasted. And that was Perrin, right? Yes. Hello. And he is also getting caught in that blast, so he is clearly in this scene as well. Alright, looks like they're opening the door. Anything interesting on that? Nope, it's just looks like a wheel. I like the designs and stuff on it, but looks like they're opening the door. Here comes Nynaeve for her test. I really love this. We get a clear view of the arches that for the accepted test.
Together we face the impossible.
Here we've got Liandrin, Liane, Sheriam, and Nynaeve. And they are getting ready for her test. We see the 3 archways that she has to go through in order to become accepted.
Possible.
People are riding down a mountain. This looks similar to the scene where Liandrin was chasing the guy who was channeling, and Moiraine and Lan were up on a, maybe not that hill, but they were up on a thing kind of watching, and then they realized that was not the Dragon Reborn. So this might be the same area.
But now in our separate corners.
Here's Perrin. He's the one who is riding with these people. Maybe these are the guys who are hunting after the horn of Valere that was stolen at the end of season 1.
Of the world.
Honey. We've got Rand al'Thor and Selene, who we know is Lanfear. And are those? Maybe that's, I think that's the fringe. I was almost going to say, does she have tattoos as well? But it looks like that could be the fringe of her dress. She has a shawl on. Lovely, so tender, so wonderful. Oh my god, I love this. I love this because even though they are in this sort of moment, Lanfear is looking off this way and Rand is looking off that way. They're not necessarily looking at each other. You can see that she is, you know, definitely putting herself in his space, but he's focused on something over here, and she's not even really looking at Rand. She's looking off over here. So I think that kind of speaks to her motivations and how she's also trying to control the Dragon Reborn. He looks like he might be in the White Tower. That could be an Aes Sedai, or it might just be a soldier. These are looms, maybe? I don't know where he is or what he's doing. I know that's Rand. He looks very serious, and I do like this blue color on him. Alright, we've got the White Tower in a dark thunderstorm. There's Dragon Mount over here. Here comes Moiraine racing through. She could be going towards Tar Valon, because that looks like the stone that we saw when everybody was coming towards Tar Valon. So maybe that is her returning to Tar Valon. Maybe. Oh, did you see that? Moiraine is coming through, and now she's looking behind her, so maybe something is chasing her. And again, she can't really defend herself with the 1 power because she doesn't have access to it right now, so this is a moment of, you know, fear, or at least determination to get away from whatever is chasing her at that moment. Here's Lan, very serious, very stoic.
And that is the only thing that matters.
I think if this scene plays out like this, again, in the trailer they're going to put together vocals, they're going to put together audio and video to kind of give you a sense of what's going to go on, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the scene and the audio are going to be together when we actually watch season 2. If it plays out like this though, I have a hunch that Lan has been like, look Moiraine, here's a come to Jesus moment, here's a come to the creator moment. You do not have the ability to channel, you're putting yourself in too much danger, and you need to back off. And Moiraine is shooting back with like this phrase, this line that she's doing. She's like, look, the only thing that matters is finding the Dragon Reborn and making sure he makes it to the last battle, or whatever it is that she says right now. The only thing that matters, I think she said.
Guiding him, that is the only thing that matters.
Yes, guiding him, that's the only thing that matters. Here's Swan Sanche. I really love this new look on her. Of course I love any kind of crown or tiara. This is giving me life. And she looks very pained right now. We get to see this in regalia. Remember that Min's vision was like she's in full regalia. So she's got her sequins, she's got her whatever this is, the cape. It is embroidered to the heavens. It's beautiful. This is so gorgeous. And she says,
you can't control it.
Yeah, so basically she's like, you cannot control the Dragon Reborn. Alright, here's what I love about this scene. I think he wakes up and he is channeling, or he's basically like trying to channel. He looks like he's in an inn of some sort. But we see the orange, which we think represents fire. The thing I love about the new style of CGI channeling is you get these cool little sparks and stuff flying off when they're weaving things. And we can see and hear very clearly you have the corruption or the taint on Saidin, where before the corruption would come kind of over the shoulder and then envelop the entire weave. I think since we have colors in the weave now, when he's channeling fire, the corruption is now sort of intertwined with that. So you may think that you're seeing shadows, but you can see right here, you can see right through the weave. So I don't think these are shadows. I think this is the corruption or the taint on Saidin, and instead of coming from an outside place, you can see that it kind of intermixes into the weave itself as he's channeling. Oops, sorry, I just want to see that one more time. There was a really good, yeah, you can kind of see it coming through real strongly right here. There's another scene where he's channeling where you don't see it as prominently here, but I think it is like kind of intermixed in there. So maybe as Rand goes along and he continues to learn how to channel, or how to at least, you know, manipulate the one power a little bit better, maybe the corruption shows up, you know, like in the weave, but in a less prominent way.
You know you have something inside.
Here comes Perrin with what we think is Harper, or at least one of the wolves. I don't know if Harper was the first wolf that Perrin met, or if it was, what's her face? What's her wolf? I don't remember her name. But I know when Elias first met Perrin, there was a couple of wolves around who basically said, Perrin can talk to us too. And I think the voice coming over this particular moment of Perrin and the wolf, I think it's Elias. A lot of people think it's Ishamael or somebody else, but I don't think that's true. I think it is Elias.
You know you have something inside you.
It might also be Ishamael. The accent is there slightly, so whatever. Again, we see the channeling coming through, and I think like right here, you can see the corruption. That might be a shadow. There's this little streak of corruption. So I think as Rand begins to learn how to channel better, again, the corruption is there, but maybe it's less prominent. He's got some blood on him. He does not look very happy. He's definitely choking Moiraine, who does not look comfortable at all. She's got her leather strap here, and I'm not sure what is this background. So this could be a scene where he's basically like, you know, maybe she was following him and he found out, and so he's like, you need to stop following me, this is dangerous. Channel, 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 here's my hand. Ugh. Okay. I have to admit something. In the books, Egwene was not my favorite character. I really liked her story. I loved where it started, where it ended. She was a little bit bratty for me, but I think that the way that Maddie is portraying Egwene in this series is really, really enamoring me towards Egwene. And this in particular, I think the acting required to take Egwene into the Damane collar and communicate to us the horror of what that means, I think is just very evident right here in her face. Obviously she's been beaten, or she has fought or something. She's got bloodshot eyes. She's got this bruise or something on her face. She's got, you know, her lips are chapped and bleeding. Her hair is a mess. She is not excited, and I think even just looking at this picture, I'm kind of like, oh my god, this is gut-wrenching. Here's Nynaeve during her test. She also has blood and stuff on her as well, so something has happened in the test. Again, I want to point out, somebody else pointed this out too, I think it's really important that instead of doing the accepted test naked, which is what happened in the books, they've given her her shift. I think that's absolutely appropriate. There's really no need for her to be nude, and I think it's great that she's doing that. You know, you kind of strip her down to the vulnerable clothing, and then you send her into the accepted test. This looks brutal. She is looking at her hand like, what on earth have I just done? Or what's gone, you know, what's happened here? Her hand is covered in blood. It really is quite crazy. Okay, so not a lot of people have mentioned this, but here's the dagger from Shadar Logoth. and it was connected to Matt. And now, obviously, Matt is in the presence of this dagger. He does not look comfortable, but ooh, he look cute. Okay, so Matt is looking at the dagger. This could be, in my opinion, it could be where Matt is about to be healed from the connection to the dagger, and he is just looking at it like it's a viper. Like, I don't want to have anything to do with this. I know what it did to me before, and I'm not excited about being in the presence of this dagger. He does not look happy. Okay, this scene to me was so cool. And there's a couple of theories. It looks like Rand is trying to protect Selene. I really like Natasha O'Keeffe in this role. You've got channeling going on. Looks like you have a little bit of corruption here. There could be a shadow. It is night, of course. And then if you look around, you don't see a lot of the corruption, but you can see it kind of splintered in here and there. Again, you've got these cool sparks going on. The weaves are going around him. So you have this kind of really cool effect. Again, you can't really see. It might be her channeling around him. It might be him just channeling. And it might be that we don't always see the corruption coming on through every single weave that he does, but it is there. Maybe as the madness kind of like is accelerated or enhanced, you get more and more of that corruption. Or maybe when Rand learns how to channel a little bit better, the corruption doesn't really take effect as strongly or as quickly. It just kind of seeps into the weaves as he goes on. Another theory that I had, which I hope is correct, when in the books, when Rand meets Selene, I don't think this is a big spoiler. You know that they're headed to Cairhien because everybody is in Cairhien at the moment. So Rand is headed towards Cairhien, I believe. And in the books, when Lanfear and Rand arrive at Cairhien, there is an excavation going on where people are, the king has ordered that this gigantic statue of this man holding like a sphere, and it is enormous. It is absolutely, like, they've only unearthed, like maybe his face and then the arm with the sphere on it. And that is a very important statue in the books. And Rand gets like, he's looking at it and he gets sort of hypnotized by it, and he starts to channel Saidin, or the statue starts to pull Saidin, resonate with him. And Lanfear, Selene, is kind of like, we need to go, like, this is very dangerous, we need to go. You can see kind of fear in her eyes, which I'm not sure if that's just her in a role. Selene's like, oh, please help me, and he's like, I will protect you. Or if he is looking at the statue, he definitely seems to be looking at something, and she seems to be looking at the same thing. It could be something trying to attack them. It could be that he's looking at this statue and the weaves are starting to appear, and she's like, oh no, this is bad. So she's like, come on, Rand, we need to go, please, just don't worry about it, please. I also think that her behind him, she's encouraging him beforehand, about glory, and there can be so much glory, and then maybe they stumble onto this, scene or whatever. That's my theory. It could also be that something is attacking these two, and so Rand is protecting Selene. Either one of those things may happen. I just really, really like the weaves. I think that's so cool. I love these little sparks. You see them a lot when people are channeling. Rand is talking to Logain, who is eating some type of porridge. I think someone else pointed out as well, he's got a spoon and not a knife because they think he might try to kill himself. He's got this really nice little kimono robe thing. Rand is in his robe. And a couple of theories. Rand is obviously, in other scenes, he's in some space. So it could be that he is in the same place as Logain. Another theory was that Logain has really sunk into the madness. He's really kind of looking off. He's not really looking at Rand. Rand is looking at Logain. Logain is not looking at Rand. And I think through this entire thing, he doesn't really acknowledge Rand visually. You know what I mean? Like, if you look at that, he doesn't really look at Rand at all as Rand is talking to him. He's just glancing off in that way. So another theory is that just like in season 1, where the beings, the shadow beings, kind of like appeared and were talking to him, maybe this is a figment of his madness, which has kind of created Rand, and it's coming to a point where he realizes, like, if he's going to achieve any sort of glory, and Loghain's story arc kind of lends him to he has to make a decision that he's either going to give up being the Dragon Reborn and accept that Rand is the Dragon Reborn, or just go completely mad and continue to believe that he is the dragon. So it's a wild theory, but I thought maybe this is a figment of his madness saying, hey, I'm going to really need your help in order to learn how to channel and to control Saidin. And then he's like, oh shit. Because you see him kind of twitch. I think that's cool. See that? Here we go, one more time. I need to control it, and then he twitches.
How to control it.
That made me shiver.
The last battle's come.
Alright, we've got a battle, or the end of a battle. You can see the steps here. We've got Suroth and Anath and Ishamael. This is her palanquin. Can you even believe? These are the Dakaval and I believe who are carrying the palanquin. That's so rude. Look how heavy this thing must be. You have these Shantan soldiers. These are Damane and Suldam. You have the Shantan soldiers. You've got some fruit over here, some kind of boat. Looks like there was a battle, of course, and you've got people who are knocked out, possibly dead, at least wounded, or sleeping. Poor Uno. Love. Absolutely love. This is our closer look at Suroth. You've got the lacquered nails of the high nobility of the Shanchan. I absolutely love this color scheme. Just really, really cool Shanchan clothing and stuff. Okay, we were wondering if that is retractable claws or not. It looks like she's just moving her fingers, but I wonder. Ooh, I wonder. Is there some kind of setting that will make me? Yeah, let's go to half speed. I think it's just the noise. The noise is like claws coming out, but it looks like she just kind of whoom like that, and maybe it looks like she's retracting. People were wondering if this was Lanfear in disguise. I don't think so. I think this is Anath, who is her truth speaker. This is definitely Ishamael. And so we know that there's a connection between these two, or at least their associations. And so that's very interesting. I love this. I just love the Shanchan clothes. And her big batwing hair. Oh, it's just amazing. Alright, we've got High Lord Turak with his crazy nails as well. We've got his soldiers behind him. He's got this antler thing going on, this kind of like bone breastplate. Very cool. I remember when these were just the stills before the trailer came out. This, I think, was kind of prominent in the background, and I didn't know what it was. Now I can see it's part of his uniform. He's got like full-on high nobility. He's got these scars on his head, which I think is very interesting. And then we've got maybe some Dakaval over here, or some other thing. He is able to open this box. Of course, we had Padan Fain give him the box in the books, and Padan Fain didn't know how to open it, and Turak did. So that could be something that's happening if Padan Fain is there in this scene. Or obviously Padan Fain had the box, so he has to at some point give it to Turak, and I think that Turak is able to open it. I don't think that I know it because he's doing it right here. Fantastic. This looks like the horn that we're also very excited about. And then it opens up like that.
The whole world will be ours.
Fantastic. Look at the shot. I really, really love the close-up. He's got these scars, so he's like battle-worn. I don't know if these scars are intentional, like a decoration, or if he's been wounded in some way. He's got some Shanchan jewelry going on, and of course these antlers just look amazing.
Yes.
Here's a Damane. Looks like Elayne, based on the hair. I think in this scene we've definitely seen that there's Elayne and Egwene, and so this must be Elayne. We have the Damane using the weaves. Again, we've got fire, we've got air, we've got these sparkles going on. She is throwing this weave down and it's blowing up. One of the theories I had was this might be Olivia, a pretty prominent character. Look, we've got these amazing blow up shots. Looks like this is the waygate that they're trying to get to. And let me back that up a little bit. There's Egwene. It looks like this is shielding. I think this is when she gets shielding and probably captured, and Elayne gets to escape. It goes right into this scene. There's some type of explosion going on. There's Trollocs around her. I think this is, obviously this is Nynaeve. Looks like she's protecting the two rivers. Maybe this is in her accepted test. She does her Nynaeve nuclear explosion channeling. Boom. Takes care of that. She's shrieking and yelling, so you kind of see that echoed with Egwene when she's yelling because she's been captured. This is probably a release of that, pain and that frustration. I think that's going to be another gut-wrenching moment. I never, ever want to see Nynaeve being hurt. I love Nynaeve. So this is gut-wrenching for me. Alright, we've got people riding. We've got Liandrin at this is where they melt down the rings. So a couple theories. Maybe she's here pondering something. Maybe Liandrin is about to reveal something that a lot of us already know about her associations. And so this could be her melting the ring, kind of like cutting off her connection to the White Tower completely. Or she could just be pondering, her next move and kind of thinking about what happens at this place right here. We don't know yet. It does look like she's about to drop something into there. So I really do think that she might be destroying her ring or somebody else's ring in this case. It looks like she's about to put something into this lava. Halsey, I love you. Here's a scene of a little girl. She's laughing and playing, and so is Perrin. And I think it looks like it could be one of Perrin's sisters. Also, if Perrin is starting to, look into the dreams, or if he's got, flashbacks or memories or, things that he wanted to happen, this could be maybe like his daughter, or it just could be one of his sisters. I'm not really sure. We know that something happens to Perrin's family that's, absolutely devastating. So they might be introducing a couple of Perrin's family members to us. Looks like we've got a horse and carriage over here. So they could just be doing something. Maybe they're supposed to be doing something, and she's off playing, and so Perrin's like, "Oh, you silly girl." He's really happy. They're really happy too. One thing I noticed about this was that they're both in blue. So this could be before she becomes the Amyrlin Seat, and she is still Blue Aja. She was raised from the Blue Aja, probably at the same. Maybe I think it still holds true that she and Moiraine kind of came up as novices and accepted and Aes Sedai at pretty much the same time. They were the most powerful Aes Sedai potentially, and then when they reached their potential, of course, they were at the hierarchy of the Aes Sedai power. These girls are making out. Here we've got Egwene back in her novice. It looks like she's got her apron on, so maybe she just came back from washing dishes. Looks like she's crying. Maybe she got in trouble, I'm not sure. Oh, no. You know what? This could be... Maybe she sees her... No, because she's in her two rivers. Okay, cool. Maybe she just got a revelation of what it's like to be a novice. She's like, it's all pots and pans. And she's like, it'll be okay, girl.
If our friends are in trouble.
Alright, we've got... This looks like maybe Leane and Sheriam. And they are preparing. You see the weaves coming all over the place, and you see them around here too. So it looks like they're preparing the arches for Nynaeve's testing. We saw when Nynaeve came into this room, she had the white dress with the belt. And now she's in her shift, so it looks like barefoot. It looks like she's about to enter this archway, and Leane is preparing it with these weaves. I believe these are channeling weaves to activate it.
Why would it ever stay?
I'm so excited to see Elayne and what Sierra does with her character. I really kind of wanted to hear her talk in this trailer, but we're going to hear her talk in season 2 anyway. But it does look like Egwene is convincing her. Maybe she is a little bit more timid. I don't know. I don't think she's met Rand like she did in the books. So she would be a little bit more hesitant because her purpose is to come to the White Tower to train and become Aes Sedai. Now Egwene is like, we've got to go save our friends, and because she may not have that connection with Rand already, and it looks like she might meet him later, she might just be a little bit more hesitant, to be like, these are not really my friends, but I do love, Egwene, and she's my good friend, my good Judy, so I guess I'm going to go with you guys. Looks like that might be Moiraine. I think there's a couple of theories on who that could be. It looks like Moiraine is determined and she's coming out of this inn. It could be an inn. Maybe she got drunk and she's on a warpath. Beautiful. I love Mandar. Look at him. He's given handsome horse. He's like, oh, is that a camera? He's got his war gear on. He is a war horse, of course. A horse is of course. Lan is ready to go to battle. I just love this picture. He looks very concerned. And then she's saying you don't have any conception of the power that they wield. I think one of the theories that I had was that Moiraine, Liandrin, Siuan, and Alana, and Cairhien were the most powerful Aes Sedai at that time. Now that they've discovered Nynaeve, they're kind of like, she's way beyond us, but she's untrained, and so we're still kind of the most powerful Aes Sedai. Now Moiraine has encountered Ishamael, who she thinks is the Dark One, and he channeled like her power was nothing. He just boom, 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 and then she was done. So I think that Moiraine kind of had an eye-opening experience, like maybe in the texts or the books and stuff, they know about the Forsaken, they know that they're very powerful, but there was no frame of reference for that because Moiraine was like, well, I'm also very powerful. And then all of a sudden, she comes up against a Forsaken, he turns her off like it's nothing, like, oh well, whatever, cool, and then she's shielded, and then now she's really got this revelation that these are very, 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 very powerful channelers who are coming after Rand, and she has no way to defend him. So she's very upset and very frustrated, and she's saying, you just don't understand how powerful these people are.
Don't destroy yourself.
I love this. We'll get to this in 1 second. I think Lan is basically also giving her another Jesus moment where he's like, listen, you masked the bond, you went off on your own, I'm not going to let you do that again. You cannot do this on your own, and I am coming with you, and that's that. Here's Aviendha with Perrin. There's a theory that Perrin, the scene with Perrin and Gaul, who everybody loves Gaul, I love Gaul, is going to be reshifted to Perrin and Aviendha. I'm not sure, that sounds reasonable, and then they may bring Gaul in later. I do believe they're going to bring Gaul into the series. I have confidence that they're going to do that, but they may have already taken this opportunity so that Aviendha can kind of talk to Perrin about violence and peace and how these things are a part of all of us, and basically kind of give him the oomph he needs to get back into himself from this space that he's been in all through season 1. She, of course, is veiling when the Aiel pull the veil up. That's bad news for whoever she's looking at. So we're about to see her do some kick-ass stuff. There she is. I love that scene. She's like, excuse you, would you like to die? And so she's got some stuff going on here. She jumps over. There's some white cloaks. There's some dead white cloaks. Here's Aviendha. There's Aviendha. This is a white cloak. I think she's killed these two, and she's going after this guy. And maybe he was like, oh, I missed. Alright. Yes, she's gonna jump over. Looks like she's fighting quite a few of them. And as we know, one Aiel can take out a number of people, even if they're highly trained. So she is gonna kick their asses. So exciting. Here we've got Nynaeve. That looks like oh my god, Taylor Napier is his name. He plays Maxim. Alana's warder. This could be Alana's other warder, Ivan, but I'm not entirely sure. And Nynaeve is training with them. Looks like she's in her novice outfit, so it could be... Remember earlier she was like, nobody should have that much power, so I think she's still struggling with the idea that she is currently the most powerful channeler in the White Tower, even though she's untrained. And she's like, you know what, in the book she was also kind of like, I use my herbs, I don't need, to worry so much about, if you can't channel, what are you going to do? So she still has her herbs, and she may be having the same kind of thought, if I'm not going to channel, at least I should learn how to use this sword. There's Lan kicking a Myrddraal's ass. Is that a Myrddraal? Or something. White Tower at night. I don't know if this is just a scene at night or if something is about to happen here. It looks dark and brooding. We're overlooking Tar Valon.
There are many paths to walk through the night.
Oh, maybe that was the precursor to this one. Liandrin is, she's in a shawl with some embroidery. She's hooded. She's got a basket of, looks like fruits and veggies. So she's definitely trying to blend into this. Another couple of theories is that she's going to meet Padan Fain. She's on her way to the Darkfriend social that we saw. But that was like a fully black outfit. So I don't think that she's going to the Darkfriend social in this scene. She could also, she's looking back to see if anybody's following her. I think it's going to see Padan Fain. At first I thought maybe she was going to take the girls to the Waygate. But I think she's going to see Padan Fain, and she's nervous because, remember in Season 1, Moiraine was like, I know about this guy. And so maybe she's kind of like, is Moiraine around? Does anybody else know about this guy that I'm going to go see? And so she's on her way to see him and just checking to see if anybody's following her.
It's not always the most powerful.
Oh, Rand, why do you have to be so beautiful?
For who write history.
Alright, so Nynaeve is jumping out, or falling out. We can see the white flash. There's some weaves going on here as well. And she's coming out of that part of the accepted test. You can see here, like we were seeing earlier, there are some channeling weaves going on here, so this archway is active. She comes out, there's some bloody things going on here. She does not look good. Here comes Perrin, who also doesn't look good. He looks wolfy. Here's his golden eyes, and he's got some slobber coming off right here. So, roar. Looks like Egwene is right here, maybe? Or somebody else that he's protecting. I think in the books, he was with Egwene when this happened. This could be Dane Bornhold's dad, Jeffrey Bornhold. It could be just another white cloak. And it looks like he is definitely not just having a conversation with this guy. I think this guy's done for. Perrin gets rid of him, and so here is, I think that's Egwene, and he's protecting her, and I'm not entirely sure where they are. There's Egwene just destroying me. She's got that same kind of mark here, so I think this is that same scene where she's got bloodshot eyes. It's just a different part of the scene. She's definitely collared as a Damane. I think she's frustrated and screaming, of course. Again, this is just going to be a gut-wrenching scene for everyone, and I think, again, Maddie has really, really captured these moments for us, and I am looking forward and dreading those scenes. Jesus Christ. I am really, really in love with Yasha. I think it's important to look at this for a little while. But Rand is tied up to the wheel. We think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe there's a 7th spoke. Is there 7 spokes? Or I don't remember. I think it's 7. Anyway, he is tied up. Here comes Liandrin, and she's talking to
The ones who survive.
Egwene, maybe. There's Rand, and this is the city that the Seanchan have taken over. So this is probably close to that massive battle that's going to happen. I love this. We've got, I guess maybe like a palanquin or something. There might be some battle going on out here. Here's Rand, of course. Here's the soldiers going on here. We've got Turak's banners. He's got like a bird, a raven probably. And then we saw on Turak's, we saw on his uniform that he had some kind of feathery thing going on here. Probably raven feathers.
Hi, fear spoken wheel.
Alright, there's Turak. Here's some probably other people. Here's something I really, really love. We've seen sword fighting in season 1, and Turak, or this actor, whatever he's doing is he's got this. You'll see this when he pulls out the sword. It's like boom, boom, boom. It's very precise, and so it makes me just really excited about his. You can tell he's a sword master. So let's watch him real quick. He pulls out the sword. There's some old tongue on here that people are trying to translate. It's a little blurry, but people have been able to get this word out. I think that says Manon? Manon. Manon. They're calling the corners. It's probably part of this word. I don't know if Manon is an actual individual word or part of something else, but we don't know what this is quite yet. Did you check out? It's very, very quick. He's just like boom, boom, and he's in a stance. And the guards the same way. The Seanchan guards are renowned for just being the undefeated army, and they are like with their spears. So everything is super precise. Here we go. Let's try again. Just watch. Boom, boom, boom. Whoa. Almost done, guys. Almost done. We've got the flaming sword. So exciting. Here's Rand. He's on this thing. He's tied up to it. Looks like no one is quite sure if that's a person or not. I think that is the Amyrlin Seat. And she is facing off. This looks like a dream. This is the same landscape that Rand had when he was just standing in the middle looking that way. And I think since everything is sort of blurry, it looks like definitely this could be Teleranriod or just him in a dream. This could be a rock structure, this could be something, but I think it might also be a person. It's either the High Lady Suroth with like a briefcase, or it could be the Amyrlin Seat looking at Rand. I think it's a person. I don't know. I'm anxious to find out. We've got a murderer, and we've got somebody killing him with a fire sword. At first we thought this might be Rand, because there's channeling involved for sure. But if you look, this person is older, absolutely. So I don't think that's Rand. I think it's probably a warder. It could be another channeler. It could be somebody's channeling to the sword to give it that flame. We see the flaming sword in the books pretty much connected to Rand exclusively, but that doesn't mean that in the adaptation other people can't create these effects for their swords. Again, I love these sparks. I just think they're so amazing. And you've got the weaves going around, probably making the sword flame up. Flame on. Here comes Matt. I don't think he blew those people up, but he might have. He's got his quarterstaff. Is that a quarterstaff? It's not the Ashandra. I think it's the Boom. Anyway, whatever happens, this looks like an overhead shot. I thought maybe they were blowing up this way, but we're looking down and there's an explosion blowing these people outward. This might be Aiel. I think it might be Aiel because of, or it could be just be some peasants. This might also be channeling because we see the green, the colors in here. So that could be a Shanchan weave. It could be something that Matt did. It could just be them piecing these together. But it does look like we're looking down onto this platform and they're being blown backwards. Boom. Yeah, see, the camera's up here looking down, basically. Again, there's a little bit of green in here, so it could be anything. It could just be a blown up thing. It might be fireworks. But I think it's a Damane blast. Myself.
Spoke boy. You are the water that turns the wheel itself.
You better read him, Swan Sanche. Here's a couple things I noticed in this scene and then we can wrap it up. This is a star with a bunch of stars. This is probably Cairhien. We know that even though she's got the Amyrlin Seat here, maybe it's transportable. She's like, I'm going over to Cairhien. Make sure you bring my throne, please. We're going to set it up in this room. So she is the Amyrlin Seat on the Amyrlin Seat. And basically she's talking to Rand, but we have the sunburst here. So it makes me think we're in Cairhien. Unless she has the Amyrlin Seat moved to a different room in the White Tower, in which case that might be where they are. But I suspect that they're probably in Cairhien based on this motif here. Here she is again in her full awesome. She's basically like, listen here, child.
Turns the wheel itself.
Rand is not excited to hear about that. Looks like we have a heron-marked buckle. That's pretty exciting. And again, I love this coat. I love the costuming.
Yeah.
And that is the breakdown. I am super, super excited to see this and to experience it with you guys. So thank you all for joining me on this little journey. I hope you've gotten some insight into it. I hope some of these theories are true and right. And I guess I will see you on the socials. You can catch me on Twitter at Whiskey and Magic. I am Dad Swain Sedai on there. You can catch me on YouTube as Ashamaza, which is my main name. So thank you all very much, and I will see you later.